Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tasha. I'm here to do another reading. I'm going to start out with some oracle cards to see what kind of energy we're working with today. Sophia, Source Mother, Sacred Wisdom, Elevation. Okay. Motherhood, possibly. Or greater source. Highest source. Clarification. Mount Sinai. True ascension, divine revelation, absolute oneness. Seems like to me at this time, you may be really connecting with the higher source. Whatever that is to you. But in the end, you're one. You're at one with yourself. Releasing judgments. Releasing certain expectations. Releasing the need to know everything as it comes, like at that time. Releasing control. Anything else? Magdalene's Rose. Ancient lineage, sublime devotion, divine love. That's a really pretty one. Red roses could be significant. With getting this ancient lineage, okay. And on the bottom, I see Isis, which is, the first word on it is magic. So what I'm seeing is, if we look at it this way, Source Mother, True Ascension, Ancient Lineage. I have a feeling that this is like you really connecting with your higher power and spirit and possibly passed on loved ones. And I just got a notification, so confirmation that we're connecting to passed on loved ones at this time, and those who are helping us on this journey, that it seems like you could be like pretty aligned with them, that there's just a natural flow. Okay, let me grab tarot. I think I'm gonna do Earth Woman. Itchy eye. Okay. Shuffle. So that the oracle is like divine connection with your spirit team. You might be, it's giving me a little bit of vibe of generational breaker, but maybe just the ascension of what your past ancestors have already started and created. Whew. That's crazy. Okay, I got goosebumps on that one. I got a really internal feeling. What your ancestors have started, like, you're continuing in a sense of trying to complete what they have started. Whether you know what it is or not, you probably do know. If I'm being really real, you probably know what this is in reference to. I wouldn't want to make any projections or like confuse you in any way, but for me, I feel like I am a generational breaker. I know that. How do I know? I just know. It's so hard to explain. Like, I've known since I was a child that there was something, I was meant to do something kind of extraordinary. Yeah, so you probably have some sense to do that with that. For me, it might be like generational wealth. That's something I'm trying to break. There isn't generational wealth in my family, so I want to be the one that creates that, and I also feel called to be the one that creates that. All right, what kind of message? Hopefully that all makes sense to whoever. All right, what do we got? What would the viewer benefit from knowing at this time? Ten of Pentacles. Financial abundance. What did I just talk about? Generational breaker of wealth. Family. And I kind of see this as maybe your past ancestors, this person watching over you at this time. Whoever had the biggest influence. Could be a grandma. For me it is. It's a couple of grandmas. What else about it? What about the Ten of Pentacles? Hermit. Looks like to me this hermit, you may be in hermit position, or you have been recently. She's looking for the path to find that generational wealth. What else? How about, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna say, I dropped that card. I'll have to find it later. I got something, I'm sorry guys, I got something in my eye. Okay, sorry, thank you. Okay, how are we gonna get, what kind of moves should we focus on in order to get generational wealth? Or family? Four of Wands, stability. Union. What else? Didn't come all the way out, but Six of Swords, movement, change. Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant. Hierophant's like path well known in a way, also being a teacher in a sense. And then the Wheel of Fortune is changing the cycle. Maybe it's the way that you approach your work, or the way you approach your work for how we're gonna get the generational growth. Change in cycle when it comes to the way you view your work, as well as your increased belief in yourself, increased confidence in what you're doing. King of Swords on the bottom, that's like confident truth. Yeah. What else? What else should we know? Is anybody going through like a really massive change right now? I'm curious. Like for me, it's Tuesday right now as I'm filming this, and I literally am driving from Minnesota to Florida in my car to change up my frequency. I'm not gonna have a home to live in. I'm gonna be in my car. Like, I'm literally putting myself in position, but I felt called to put myself in this position at this time. For me, I'm talking about all this generational wealth breaker stuff. I have thought about it overall, like, for years. I'm like, yo, I know something's gonna happen. I know something's gonna happen. Like, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna, like, put myself out there. And for the longest time, I didn't. And there were some points where I was thinking to myself, I'm like, man, am I really gonna put that on my kid to have to do it? When I already feel like it's my job to do. Like, I've been called to do this. I'm going on, like, a complete leap of faith journey where I don't know what's gonna happen, you guys. But I have a lot of faith and inner strength to seek out and see what does happen. I believe that really, 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 really beautiful changes and things are gonna happen. And then I popped out the Lovers. That's the one that came out a little bit ago. Be in love with the union and change that I'm starting to create. So if it doesn't have to be anything as dramatic as I'm doing, like that, like, that's wild. I can't believe, like, I can believe that I'm doing it. At the same time, it's kind of incredible. But no matter the change that you're going through, just know that you're increasing your livelihood, and it's bringing you closer to the completion of the world. And that oracle card from the beginning, total oneness, 1515 I saw on the clock. With that oracle card. Maybe your purpose is something to do with vocalization. And that's where that's coming from. But total oneness. Look at this woman just sitting with the world. It doesn't matter what gender you are. But you're just the total completion of you and who you're meant to be. What else? Oh, flicked out. The Emperor. Total embodiment and control over your life. I actually want to read this one. Power, control, stability. The Emperor sits stoically upon his stone throne, holding an Ankh, the symbol of life, and an orb, a symbol of dominion. He exudes power, reigning with strong will and intellect. The mountains behind him are suggestive of a solid foundation and unwavering stability. His beard symbolizes his wisdom and his paternal nature, while he maintains a sense of control. This card suggests that your life is at a stable and secure place. You can use your judgment and knowledge to make good decisions. You feel in control of your life because of the hard work and discipline that you have practiced. Maintain your boundaries as others may try to test you. The Emperor also reminds you of your leadership qualities and how you are able to inspire and motivate others. And we had gotten the Hierophant earlier, which was rationality, kind of teaching, tradition. And I said oral, so maybe you're meant to do a little bit more of what I'm doing at this time, or something in that realm of vocalizing to other people the experiences they've had in life. For me, I've gone through a lot, like a ton, since I was a kid. And yeah, like sometimes my energy is kind of low, but if you look at me, like I'm genuinely happy. 1811 on the clock. Like I genuinely am happy, and I'm really grateful for that. When you get to that point, it's really like a special, beautiful feeling, whether you're there now or you will be. A lot of it comes with self-trust and belief in yourself, belief in your visions, not out of super like intense, rapid, like irrational places, but there's just a strong knowing within you. Some may call it delusion. I don't know, man. You gotta believe in something, so why not find out if it was delusion or not? Right? I think, like, the Hierophant learning, like, you're going to learn from that situation either way, so it's like, don't do anything, like, super, 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 super wild. And I can't be the one to speak, because I sold everything that I own, and I'm moving across the country, so who am I to say? You make your own decisions. When you make your own decisions, you receive happiness, you receive the sun. That is really cool how it popped out like that, because for real, these sunflowers are just growing out of this woman. That's to me coming up with like, that's coming as like new ideas, like new sparks of life, maybe sparks of life you've never even freaking touched. Like maybe there's some younger childhood memories where you're like, whoa, life can be different than what I view it as every day, like with my family. Like I had like a few experiences where I was like, whoa, there's more to life than what I know. There is, you guys, there's so much more to life than we know. Seven of Pentacles. I see this as nurturing, pouring into yourself. Yeah, it's the Pentacles, which is wealth, but so is self-wealth, right? Like internal wealth. Doesn't always have to be finances. I think there's like a strong urge about finances in this. How are we gonna get generational wealth? And in that, how you're gonna receive that is really, it seems scary and stuff, but it's really becoming like complete within yourself and finding what is really valuable to you. What makes your world go round? Nine of Wands. Perseverance. Persevere. Anything else with the Nine of Wands? Ace of Wands. New beginning. Ah! Persevere into that new beginning, yo. That is so exciting. What creative idea do you have? What's something you're really passionate about and you've always wanted to explore? For me, I know one day I'm gonna write a book. Have I started yet? No. I tried like a couple of times, like I wrote like maybe a couple of pages for a couple of books, but then I like got two in my head about, oh, what do I want it to be about? Like, I figure I'd do an autobiography at some point. Huh, what else do we need to hear? Knight of Wands. Wands is energetic, your energetic world. And the Knight is kind of like impulsivity. What about the Knight of Wands? Page of Swords. An offer of truth. You might be feeling kind of impulsive moving into whatever it is that you've been thinking about. I just see like some weeds on the ground in front of me, and I don't know why it reminded me of a red cardinal, but maybe red cardinals are significant to you, like 4:10 on the clock. Anything else? Queen of Wands. And as I was popping that out, I was like, you seem like you're like really creating the foundation. A lot of Wands energy. From that, what I also realized too is a lot of where your generational wealth is going to come from comes from your energetic world, right? Like if you're low energy or like kind of negative energy all the time, that's what you're going to receive more of. And that's probably going to increase in loss. And that's not to freak you out or scare you. It's just to like recognize like, oh, okay. Do the little trick of, if you find yourself struggling with that, every night before bed, I think I've mentioned this before, every night before bed, even if it feels fake, say like 3 to 10 things that you're grateful for, either internally or out loud. By the time you wake up, I mean, honestly, like it just helps you go to sleep in a higher vibration, and then you end up waking up in a higher vibration. So try that, even if it feels fake, even if it feels scary, like, do it. Okay, what final messages do we have here? Anything we need to focus on to make sure that we receive this financial wealth and generational wealth? 8 of Cups, leaving something behind. What do we need to leave behind? What are we leaving behind? Seeing 5 of Cups in my mind. Losses. Focus on loss. What are we leaving behind? The Fool and King of Swords. Leaving behind, kind of off of that 5 of Cups that I saw in my mind. 2 of Cups on the bottom too. But leaving behind that, the past, taking that leap of faith, the new direction, and then confirming with the King of Swords, which is stability and communication, truth, intense kind of energy. I feel like I want like 1 or 2 more last cards. What else? Page of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles. 1 more. Okay. 6 of Cups on the bottom. Reminiscing. Childhood memories, kinda. Okay, so we got the Page of Pentacles. She's holding that big pentacle in her hands. She's looking at it. She sees the vision of it. 6 of Pentacles. She's gonna be able to share that wealth. She or he, whoever. 3 of Cups, a celebration. Look how peaceful that is. Doesn't that look fun? To just be like in a pool with a couple of your friends or in the ocean at night with just like a drink in your hand, like hanging out. That looks like a blast. Ending off with the Queen of Pentacles. Nurturing. It feels like that generational wealth, this card does. Like, look what I've grown and what I'm holding and nurturing. Like, I did that. And now my future kin is gonna be able to benefit from this. That's really special and beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed this message. Again, I'm Tasha. I am happy to be here and happy to be reading these messages. It really gives me joy. If you would like, please like, follow, subscribe. Otherwise, I'm gonna see you guys next time.